Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prodigy channel, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a quick little Dynasty trade review of an actual Dynasty trade that went down in my real life league. Whenever I make a Dynasty trade, I like to tell you guys about it because while a trade chart or something like that can be helpful, it is also nice to see what actual real life trades are happening in real leagues, and I also like to provide the context of the trades that I'm making. So with that being said, we're going to get right into the trade. I don't want to make this video too long, but this is a trade right here. So I traded away Mark Ingram, a 2022 fourth round rookie pick, a 2023 third round rookie pick, and in return I got Ronald Jones, running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and T.Y. Hilton, wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. So initially, this trade was sent to me without the draft pick. So I just received an offer where I sent him Mark Ingram. I got back T.Y. Hilton and Ronald Jones. And you can see by my little comment here, I told him that I have lots of late draft picks, so I thought I'd throw a couple in. So I just gave him a few late draft picks just because, one, I actually do have a lot of draft picks that I'm probably just going to have to end up cutting because I have a pretty deep team. My roster, like down to the bottom spot, is full of players that I probably wouldn't cut for a fourth round pick anyways. And two, I felt like this trade was already pretty one-sided in my favor, so I thought I might make it a little more even. But Mark Ingram is a player for the he's a running back for the Houston Texans. He's a player that I picked up off of the waivers in the offseason, I'm pretty sure. So he's in a committee with the Houston Texans with Phillip Lindsay and David Johnson, and he's 31 years old, so he's definitely a little older. Week 1, however, against the Jacksonville Jags, the Houston Texans surprisingly won a game. I expect them to be a bad team this year, but Jacksonville made them look great. And as a result of the game script, Houston was winning by so much. Mark Ingram, who is apparently, as of week 1, their lead running back, at least on the ground, he was able to get 26 carries. He had 85 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, he had a great week for a guy that, you got off of waivers. I obviously didn't play him, but, he was picked up in redraft leagues. In this Dynasty league, he was just on the bottom of my bench. And I thought, you know what, this is definitely a sell high player. I made a buy low, sell high video for week 1. And he was definitely on the sell high list because I do not expect him to replicate the success. I think Houston is going to be losing more games than winning. This was the perfect game script for Mark Ingram to be able to run the ball. I don't know how much the Texans are going to be able to run the ball. I think they're going to be losing a lot. And in those situations, I expect David Johnson to be their third down, 2-minute drill, come from behind, passing down type of running back. And I think 26 carries is the most attempts we will see out of Mark Ingram. Another factor is his age. Let's just say, even if he did play the rest of the season and doesn't get surpassed by Phillip Lindsay or doesn't get injured, he's pretty old for a running back. He's very old for a running back, actually. So in Dynasty, there is something to be said about you don't always want to sell players when they're older if they're valuable for your team and are going to help you win a championship. And I consider my team a contender, but Mark Ingram is not someone that I would ever confidently start on my team. Something would have to go completely wrong for me to start him. So I thought I got the trade offer, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to capitalize on Mark Ingram's week 1 performance. A lot of people overreact to week 1 and they make drastic moves. I think this was a case of this fellow league mate doing that because I don't expect Mark Ingram to be super valuable for the rest of the year. Maybe he'll have some games. I mean, he is an NFL player, and if they hand him the ball and he runs the ball, he'll get points, right? And if he gets in the end zone, that's 6 points. So I can definitely see him having some valuable games, but I don't know how much longer he's even going to play in the league. And even if he is somewhat valuable this year, I'm not going to be starting him most likely. So that's kind of why I wanted to sell him. And I should also note that I made this trade following week 1, and I'm recording this on Saturday before week 2. So time will tell how this trade works out. But so I included the draft picks for the reasoning that I said. And in return, I got Ronald Jones and T.Y. Hilton. So T.Y. Hilton, we'll talk about him quickly. How old is he? He's 31 as well. So wide receivers can typically play a little longer, but 31 is getting up there for a wide receiver. He's on injured reserve right now. We can take a look at what he did last year in 2020. As you can see here, all his scores in half point PPR. This is a half point PPR league. I mean, he had some weeks that were usable. He had a 3-game stretch where he was really good. He ended the season pretty decent, but this is a player where he was just included in the trade. I wouldn't normally seek out to buy T.Y. Hilton, but he was a part of the trade. The main part of the trade to me was Ronald Jones, but I wasn't gonna say don't give me T.Y. Hilton, right? Because he's just some more depth for my squad, and he went right on my injured reserve, so he doesn't take up a bench spot until I have to take him off. So I don't expect him to be super impactful either. He was once a great elite fantasy option. Now he's someone that I would probably only use in a pinch if I was really, really in need of a wide receiver. But hopefully my team is deep enough where I don't have to do that. And then I'm going to get to the main part of this trade here. And this is Ronald Jones of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he's only 24. So to me, this is the main piece. He's young. He has shown upside in the past. In 2020, he was a running back 2. And these are all the stats from 2020 in our half PPR league. So as you can see, he had a lot of really good games, getting close to 10 points, a lot of double-digit points. He had a blow-up game there. He had some games that weren't so good, 3 carries, 10 carries. He's very inconsistent. One thing that is important to note, though, is in week 1 of this season, he scored negative 0.6 points. 4 carries, no catches, no targets. And what happened in that game was Ronald Jones had an ugly fumble, and Bruce Arians, the coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks, took him out of the game, and I don't think he played another snap the whole game. And Tampa Bay does have 2 other usable running backs, Leonard Fournette and Giovanni Bernard. Gio was a great pass-catching back. Leonard Fournette, he was a high draft pick at one point. He used to be a really, really nice workhorse running back for Jacksonville. Now he's kind of slowing down a little bit, it looks like, but he's still very, very usable for that team. So they have options. So on any given week, Ronald Jones can be yanked from the game. It's hard to say what his role is even going to be moving forward after week 1 where he had that ugly fumble. With that trio of running back options, it's hard to say what his role is going to be. But I wouldn't trade a lot for Ronald Jones because he does have a lot of question marks. He's had his moments where he has shined, but he has also looked not the best at times. But to me, it was all about the price. So I got rid of Mark Ingram, a guy who, okay, great. He had a good week 1. I probably would have been let me rephrase it. I for sure would have been willing to trade him for like a 3rd round pick if someone would have offered me that. And I got offered Ronald Jones and T.Y. Hilton. Ronald Jones is more valuable than a 3rd round pick. You throw in T.Y. Hilton. To me, this was just an easy accept. Ronald Jones could turn into something. Maybe if he changes teams, maybe he'll find a new groove. He has shown RB2 upside in this very same Tampa Bay backfield last year. So if he can just get back on that track, he's a guy who during a bye week or with an injury or in a good matchup, he's someone I could plug in there. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole summary of this trade. And this team that I traded with is a rebuilding team. So while it makes sense for them to trade away T.Y. Hilton, I probably would have held on to Ronald Jones, or at least waited until he had a good game and sell high. Just for any of you people out there that might have Ronald Jones and are rebuilding, I would definitely not sell him yet. I would wait because I think he will have good games this year. And with those question marks about his long-term future, I would probably wait till he has a good game and then sell him if someone's willing to give you like a high draft pick or a couple of young assets. But yeah, so this is the trade I made. I'll show you the final team now. So as you can see, our starting lineup is just goated right now. I just put out one of those videos where I'm setting my lineups. So really every position is solid except this one flex. I'm deciding between Mike Williams, James Robinson, Chase Claypool. I was ultimately deciding between Chase Claypool and Mike Williams, and I went with Mike Williams as of now. But as you can see, if Mark Ingram was on the team, he'd be behind Marvin Jones, Claypool, probably Cortland Sutton, depending on how he progresses, Mike Davis, James Robinson. So it just made all the sense in the world to trade him when I got that offer. Jerry Jeudy is another player who, when he comes back from IR, I'm not sure when he's going to come back, but he's a great player long term. And yeah, this is the final squad. You can see why Mark Ingram was not going to really have a role on this team, and why T.Y. Hilton probably won't either. But again, just to kind of expand upon this trade, if T.Y. Hilton comes back, has a great game, he's someone who, does he play Houston later in the year? He does. So he often has good games against Houston. So this is a player where if he comes back from injury, if he's back, I don't know when he's going to come back, but if he's back, plays against Houston and goes off, because he often does for some reason, that's someone I might then trade to recoup even the 3rd and 4th round draft pick that I got rid of. Maybe I could even get a 2nd for him from a contender, but I am a contender myself, so I don't want to give the rest of the league too much firepower to try to beat me. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I like breaking down these trades so you guys can get a little idea of what's going on out there in real dynasty leagues. I think, in my opinion, this was a one-sided trade. I think I won this. Ronald Jones to me was the best player in the deal. I got him plus T.Y. Hilton. I really didn't give up much for it. So yeah, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.